Hi everyone, this is Killshot from the 99 Army. This is The Walking Dead. Judith and RJ are the cure. Before we get a massive revolt, I'm going to explain that. I'm not saying there's scientists out there that are going to immediately start figuring this thing out, but it is being talked about by some actors. It's being talked about by comicbook.com again, so they are drumming up the conversation. Maybe it's just a slow period, but we got to have good things to talk about. Tonight, we are going to get into another Whisper topic. There's a ton of Whisper news out there, and I know you guys have been inundated with it. So I'm going to save it and just not do everything about the Whispers, even though there's a lot of excitement. Before we get too far into it, there it is, right there, right? Wilson says, Super Chat, happy birthday to Valar. Hello to the patron sponsor, Super Chatters, and the Army. So I do have to get this thing going the right way and say, Valar, thank you so much. Hopefully you're having a wonderful birthday. Appreciate all the support, everything that you do with the channel for a long period of time. And the channel is growing. This is the third channel that we're focusing on. Appreciate everybody being here. We got 999 Gaming. We got 999 Dead. And Valar will probably be happy to know that once we hit our threshold on this, we are going to turn on the Game of Thrones chat, the Game of Thrones content. So we've hit about almost 500 subs. The threshold that I put out there, I threw down the gauntlet with everybody and said, subscribe. Let's get everybody over here. I think we'll be at 1,000. You guys think we hit 1,000 in about a week, another 500 once we get the word out? We just got to, I think the communication on my part has not been perfect because we're just kind of splitting the videos up. But once everybody from Gaming and 999 Dead kind of jump over here, we'll hit that threshold. And then we're going to talk a little Aquaman. We're going to talk a little bit of Game of Thrones. And then we'll jump back over to 999 Dead for some of the other stuff. And before you guys start messaging me, yes, I am a little bit under the weather. I'm a little nasally, so hopefully that's not too much of a distraction for everybody. I'm going to try to do the best I can. I might stop and, drink some hot tea or something along the way. But we are going to get through this stream. We are, as I said before, we are going to do an 8 o'clock stream tonight, and it's going to be the last stream that we do until after Christmas. So there will be nothing tomorrow, and there's going to be nothing on Christmas Day. Might be a comic read or something if I feel a little bit better. But otherwise, we'll be back on Wednesday, and we'll kick off our live streams back on Wednesday night. So, and it may be random things, so we'll see how it goes. All right, let me kind of explain what's going down with this video and why the conversation is starting to kind of ramp up again. Is Tom Payne said he could see this as a future storyline. Now, those of you that have been with us for a while, you know that we've been talking about this for a while, and I've called it. Every time I come up with a theory that's not the most popular, I say it like I catch a bunch of flack from some of you, some other people that come in, but because people just don't want there to be a cure right now, and specifically, Robert Kirkman doesn't want there to be a cure, and he doesn't want to go with that storyline, and there's a few reasons why he doesn't. One, this is a cash cow. Let's be honest with it. If there's a cure, it ends. The comics end. The television show ends. Also, they really consciously make the show about relationships so they don't have to talk about the cure. Robert Kirkman is famously quoted as saying that once the show is over, he may go back and just talk about what caused all of this in the first place. So that shows you that there's not going to be a savior or a way to harness this antivirus. If you guys follow what I'm saying. Now, there's a difference between a cure and immunity. And this is where I think the conversation starts to turn a little bit, because a lot of people misinterpret the two. Being immune to something and having a medicine or something that you can give to people where they become immune is not the same thing. That's what I want to focus on a little bit. So I do think it is conceivable, and correct me if I'm wrong here, have we seen anyone that was born after the apocalypse get bitten yet? I'm going to say no. I don't. We'll go back through the archives really, really quickly, but can you guys think of anyone that has been bitten since this has happened? So they would have, Judith would be the only one, right? So there's no data out there to either prove or disprove. Gina is listening while wrapping press. See, that is dedication. Pete D, welcome. Love all you guys being here on a Sunday morning. Oh, and I do have to address something just in a minute as well. Yeah, Chris, I can't get all jacked up on alcohol because I do want to stream tonight. I mean, unless you guys, if you guys are down for a little more loose chat, then yeah, maybe I'll have some tequila before we do the stream tonight, and then who knows what we'll talk about. So Eddie says Judith, Herschel, RJ, and Gracie. So that's it. Eddie, I'm going to throw this at you. Do you think that we will, within the next season, and I'll say the second half of this season to the first half of next season, you think we may see any of those four potentially have a run-in or in some trouble? Pete D's like, let's get baked at 8. Sure. Right, Julie J. So the real test would be if a kid born after this thing dies, then doesn't turn. So we don't know. So let me kind of go back to that because this is where I get in trouble, and this is where people, as I said before, they misinterpret cure and immunity. And Robert Kirkman had another interesting quote, which I think can get us on that topic. He said that if they were to go that route, of all the people, this was at a Comic-Con in 2017, of all the people in the room, there would only be a few that would actively go after and say, hey, I'm going to go find a cure. And he said that would be boring storytelling. And it's true. So out of all the people watching our videos, out of all the 999 Army, if there was a baby born and we thought, there's got to be a person probably thinking that because we think it. And they said, well, maybe they're immune, but I'm not going to go have them bit. So how do you find out unless it just kind of happens? I mean, that would be cruel and unusual punishment, for the betterment of science. I don't think you're going to say, here, RJ, let somebody chomp into your arm. And if you do all this blood testing, you have to have someone that would have to have a laboratory and do these things and someone that's recently bitten. So all the criteria is not perfect to come up with a cure, even though it could be right there in front of our eyes. So Uncle Creepy says they might be saving medical storyline for the movies. That's a possibility as well. So you've got multiple things in work here. One, we don't want there to be a cure. Because if a cure happens right now, then the show's over in a year. But immunity would be a different story. If you had, every kid that's born, and then, I don't want to use the word using kids as a weapon, but Jadis kind of used Winslow as a weapon. So if it were found out somewhere down the road that, and look, Aaron's got a mechanical arm as a weapon. So if we find out in 4 or 5 years, Judith might be 16, 17, a little bit more of a badass. And if she's been bitten a couple times, she'd be like, hold on, I'll go first. And she could just kind of plow through things. It would make it a little bit more sci-fi-ish, which maybe that's not what we're looking for. But it doesn't mean that she could still save everybody. And I think that's the difference between an immune storyline. I don't think that's, maybe I'm on my own with this, but I don't think that's corny. Because it just doesn't solve the issue. It just makes it known that people born, and if you have to wait 20 years, it would give you a vision of the future. It'd say that if we were able to kill enough of them, if we were able to move away, if there were enough people that could be happening behind the scenes, maybe life goes on. Jim09, finally catching a live stream. Thank you. I appreciate all of you guys being here live. So I'm going to call on a couple people, as we said before. This is a smaller group on this channel. It's a more intimate group. There's less trolls that are out there. We will get back to gaming, and you guys will be dealing with the masses very soon. But some of these smaller, cozy chats are okay. So with that, let me jump to a side topic really quickly, and then we'll get back to some of your conversations and some of your thoughts, including in the video. I don't have the person's name. I was just going through some comments this morning. I appreciate every one of you. If I do a video and I say something like, and I'm going over statistics and say, our viewers in the UK, our viewers in Canada, our viewers in the United States, it doesn't mean that I'm oblivious to the rest of the world and realizing that we do have viewers in the Netherlands and in Germany and in Costa Rica and in South Africa. We have viewers all over the globe. So this was brought up, and that's why I try to do individual shout-outs as well. So if I don't call on your country of origin, if it's lower statistics, it doesn't mean that your country is any less important than somebody else's. So don't be offended by that, and I'll try to get as many individual call-outs as we can. So hopefully that helps clarify that. Yes, that was a comment. Azola says children would be the difference between life and death. So I'm not going to go into all of the facts of the birds and the bees, but that is not high on the priority list when you have a whisper war or you have a all-out war. So as these wars have been going on, relationships have kind of taken a back seat. Which also, look, I got to be careful how I say this. If Alpha is running at me with a machete, creation is probably on the back burner. That's probably as honestly as I can say it. I might not have the extra 5 minutes to kill, so figure it out. I mean, when they do these time skips, it's assumed that life has been fairly normal. And there will be babies born. And there have to be, well, they don't have to be doctors. But it definitely helps, right? I mean, normal life. And the more Walking Dead gives us these war after war after war, which is good. It's good storylines, good horror, then less likely that there's going to be Gracies and Judiths and RJs and Herschels. But, as someone stated a little bit ago, these controlled environments and the movies... Oh, you got that, Crystal. Okay, good. Glad somebody picked up on that. The movies will give us a different element. And, Julia, you're absolutely right, where scientists might have been thought of as a little bit overkill. Now, the Eugenes of the world, and Eugene can make things. I don't know that Eugene can constitute science. I don't know that it's going to take a whole different level. Kimberly G, maybe the last 6 years Rick has been gone. They're experimenting on him. Maybe something in his blood is a cure, which would mean he passed the cure on to RJ. So, Kimberly, I think that would open up a whole different realm and a lot more, probably a lot more opposition. Because a lot of people don't want Rick to be the cure. They don't want any one person to be the cure because it's very confusing. But I do think children born into it might be a little bit different. If everybody already has the virus, then maybe, people that are, when they're formed, it changes it. It's a different strand of the virus. Or strain of the virus. Whatever. Strand, strained. You get it. You know where I'm coming from. Right? Omicron, Eugene's smart, but not scientifically smart in that aspect. So this has got to be like some medicine with some biology, with some really, really deep dive. And we're still a ways away from it. And on top of that, I don't think we're going to get a whole lot more time skips. I mean, how many time skips can Daryl go through before he's able to walk? I'm going to jump around and pick up a couple more of your chats, even if it's not Walking Dead related. Angie Homan, so happy there's such a diverse crowd coming together on common ground and sharing the time to be a part of this awesome army. I could not have said that any better. Really appreciate all your ideas and getting them included. And, this is it's kind of an open forum, but I appreciate each and every one of you. And I couldn't, like I said, I could not have said that any better. I love the different, as we said, there's some people that are Whisper fans. There's some people that are Rick fans. There's people that are fans of A Cure. There's people fans of the movie. But the fact that we can get all our ideas in here, absolutely phenomenal. So thank you for that. Right, creepy, I think. Yeah, Daryl's going to have to get some type of assistance, not a motorcycle. Wilson, I want Pete D to stick around for a whole stream. So comments like Tara is the cure. Pete will go AWOL and he'll leave us again. David D, hey, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you too. So, to get back to really the concept of the cure, it is very likely there. And in fact, if I had to make a bold prediction, I would make a bold prediction and say the kids are immune. We won't see them bitten because they're too young. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that'll be a big reveal a couple seasons from now. Not sure which one will get bitten, but I think at that point, that's where we're going to be like, wow, wait a minute, was that a bite? I think the way they'll do it is going to be very subtle. But I think it'd be a very dramatic storyline, and it wouldn't have anything to do with the ending of the show. It wouldn't even have to coincide. I don't think it would even suggest the ending of the show. If RJ is, he starts growing up, he's doing a little gunslinging, and he's out there, badass RJ, accidentally gets bit, people are panicked, wait a minute. Then I will tell you this, there'll be a whole lot more downtime at that point. Sheila Beasley, super chat. I'm at work listening and just want to say I enjoy our conversations and I love the 999 Army. Thank you so much, Sheila. Appreciate that. Crystal Singer Chick, Gore, kills. Don't you think it would take several minds like Eugene's with even more knowledge to start looking into if they could be immune? Maybe the Commonwealth will make it possible. Well, even if that happened, let's say it happened in season 13, 14, one of these, Gracie gets bit, RJ, somebody witnesses, something happens along those lines, you still don't have anyone with the know-how in order to do that. And if Commonwealth is, I don't know that anybody's researching it. It's probably all going to happen around the same time. Or, as we said, it could happen in the movies. June Smith, super chatting, says, I said hello and I miss you guys. Thank you so much, June Smith. I love the Q&As, though. And I am really sorry. I would like to apologize on the behalf of Google and YouTube for taking 23 days so far and counting to approve super chats on channels that are already over the threshold. So, nothing I can do. They're going to do what they do and take their time. Wilson, I am a little bit under the weather. Dave, the more you speak out against Tara, the more her legend grows. And the longer they will keep her alive. Crystal with a follow-up. I think it'll happen by accident like the flu that came through the prison. One of those will get sick and possibly pass away and not turn. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a way to do it. That's not bad. I like that. You know what, Angie? I agree with that. So we will do. You know what? We'll kind of up the game a little bit. So when Google gets their stuff figured out and there is a super chat stream, I'll make an announcement prior to that, the day of, and we'll do like a really big charitable thing, just like a celebration. But you know what? I appreciate, even if you guys write super chat or you write Q&A, it's still the thought that counts. So I like being able to kind of jump around and get as many comments as we can included in it. So let me throw this out to each and every one of you, because Crystal, I think that is a great concept. Would that be a little bit more acceptable to the viewing audience? Is, little baby Gracie gets a cold and something happens, and it's kind of like, okay, who's going to do it, and then nothing happens. I mean, I think that would be a very subtle introduction of immunity. Would that not add to Judith's legend? No, think about that. As sad as it would be to see that happen to Gracie, wouldn't it be kind of cool, Judith going out there like, you know what, I'm going to test this. She seems like she'd be the kind of person to sort of, you know what, we don't have any time. We got to live test it. Here, take a bite. And then boom. She could like lure them in and, just put her wrist up there and then, cap a few. Yeah, I think that would definitely escalate her on the list of all-time favorites on The Walking Dead. Or, hey, Fluff. Fluff says Walker bites Judith and comes back to life. Or what if a Walker bit Judith and then died? I don't think you can bring them back to life. That ain't gonna happen. There's body parts falling off. Yeah. That would be too science fiction. Their flesh starts growing back. They go back in time. But yeah, if the blood of Judith could like knock them out, like here, and then they just crumble. Yeah, they're too far gone. Right, Julia? It would be. It would take the creativity away from The Walking Dead. But one thing I do like is when the cure comes up, Robert Kirkman will steer clear from it and say, no, that's been done before. And I'm sorry, as if they have hijacked some ideas from other places too. It's just kind of funny to me, and I'm not picking on the show, not picking on Robert Kirkman. He's a genius, and he can make comments that aren't 100% accurate if he chooses to. But we're not going to do that because it's been done before is not a good argument. Because a good portion of what happens on The Walking Dead has been done before. It just hasn't been done with these characters. And I guess that's why it's best for it just to be about relationships. Because that is the unique aspect of it. It's just, the fact that we're talking about it, though, shows you that it's just not going to die down. And there was the hint of it in Fear the Walking Dead, even though they didn't capitalize on that moment. Just catching up on a couple comments here. The blood of Judith. Yeah. Omicron, I guess that would make Judith as much as Alpha is legendary in the Whisper phase, I think Judith has a bright future. What's up, Rubelo? Thank you. Appreciate you popping in here. How many more weeks do we have to wait? What are we at, about 6 weeks? Anybody have a counter? All right. So we're pretty solid. All right, we are at about 26 minutes, and I promised you guys I would get through the stream, and I have. So healthy and happy. Yeah, I think a lot of people are scared of Alpha. We are going to jump into a Whisper topic tonight. There's a lot of Whisper news out there. So hopefully we'll get everybody back at 8 o'clock. Just a couple quick announcements. You guys do me a favor. Pike the like button. Also, those of you that are here, those of you that are watching the playback, do me a favor. We're going to get this channel up to where we need it. We're about 500 subs, which means we need another 500 subs on this channel. I think we can do it in a week. I'm going to put more communication on the 909 Gaming channel. Once we hit 1,000, that's the threshold. We are going to start to switch up the content a little bit more. We're going to get back into 999 Gaming. We're going to do some of the specific Walking Dead stuff on the 999 Dead channel. And then here, we're going to do random things. We're going to add some other topics, which is going to be Game of Thrones related. It's going to be movie topics. A lot of different random 999 Army chat. So we're getting very close. As I said, just get the word out to everybody, all the members on the Facebook fan page, 999 Army. Hopefully we can get everybody over there to subscribe, because we still got about 300 people over there that, either they're busy this time of year, understandable, but we'll get called up over the next couple of days, I'm sure, because some people are going to be watching the playbacks. If I can get a little bit more healthy, there will be a comic read. I am all set. I'm ready to do one. Just don't want to struggle through about 15 minutes of comics and have it sound like I'm super, super congested. So, maybe we'll see. We'll see if I'm okay later on tonight. If not, I might post that tomorrow. But tonight, 8 o'clock, will be the last live stream until Wednesday. And then Wednesday night, we will be right back on this channel, more than likely doing random things. So thanks, everybody. Enjoy your afternoon. Get all your Christmas shopping, all your presents wrapped. Enjoy the football playoff countdown, everything that's going on. Really quickly, I think I got some shout-outs in me. I think I can do a couple shout-outs. So if you're watching the playback, this is the closing credits. Everybody else, give me a quick 999 so I can shout you out. I want to thank the patrons in the top left-hand corner. They have been absolutely amazing over the last couple weeks. We've done, a couple $100 worth of gift card giveaways, all thanks to the patrons. We're going to continue to add content and add advertising and some things with the channel. So a special shout-out to each and every one of you for making the giveaways possible. Also to the sponsors in the top right-hand corner. The moderators are absolutely incredible. Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells. Also, once again, happy birthday to Valar. Happy birthday to you. I'm sick and I'm still singing to you, Valar. So that is some super dedication. And to all the future super chatters that have been waiting for Google to do their thing, thank you so much to each and every one of you. And now to the 999 Army. I want to say what's up to Eddie Pizzle, Tommy, sorry, missed the last name. It was scrolling quick. Pauline Denardis, thank you. Chris Riddle, Sam B., Samantha Coombs, Joyce Andrews, Uncle Creepy, Crystal Singer Chick, Sonia Henneman, Janet Person, Jennifer Flaherty, Edwin Gonzalez, Bumblebee Brown, Angie Homan, June Smith, Michelle M., Tammy Heitzman, Jessica Parcell. Special shout out to all the countries out there in the world, not just the 3 that I listed in the last stream. To everybody that watches, thank you. Thank you, Pickles. Thank you, Cammie, Lisa Marie, Saucier West. Thank you, Omicron, Ron Burgundy Moore, Jim 09. Glad you made a live stream. Appreciate you being here. Those of you not in the live stream, watch the whole playback start to finish. And comment on some of the other people's comments. That's really important as well. Wilson, thank you. Eric C., thank you. Azola, Chafin, thank you. We'll see you later. Hopefully everybody will be here at 8 o'clock tonight and talk a little bit more about the Whispers. Who else we got? We got, I know I missed a ton of people. Not sure, Michelle M., if I got you earlier. If it's double, then it's double. Phyllis, thank you. Thank you, Brat. Appreciate that. Kills, kill it. You're killing it. We will continue to kill it. Appreciate that. Thank you for being a part of the 999 Army. Steph the Cuervo Queen sneaking in at the last minute. She's making some serious holiday stuff. Thank you, Gina. Appreciate that. You guys are awesome. And hey, I appreciate you guys sitting through a nasally voice. This was not my best, but the dedication is definitely there. Rublo, thank you for being here. And with that, I know I missed a ton of shout-outs. I will catch you all in tonight's stream at 8 o'clock, so hopefully we can get some additional shout-outs tonight. Thanks, everybody. See you soon. Peace.